Why are you lying to yourself about American values? Why are you pretending that the people who started this country out of one side of their mouth didn't say liberty and justice for all and then proceeded to make 1/5 of the population slaves and property? Stop. I don't want to hear your 2025 answer. I want you to stop lying to yourself and give me their 1787 perspective. Why are you lying to yourself about American values? Why are you pretending that they did not say that this would be a nation of liberty and justice for all, and then out of the other side of their mouth said that indigenous people were savages to be genocided? Why are you lying about American values? Stop lying to yourself about American values. You're lying to yourself. You're lying. That's American values. American values is to say one thing out of one side of your mouth while doing something else. Again, Donald Trump is the physical manifestation. He is the logical conclusion of the American dream. What do you guys think? What if we had cameras in 1787? What do you don't think Donald Trump is what you would see? You don't think white supremacy is what you would see? You don't think racism, xenophobia, genocide? What do you think manifest destiny would have looked like on the timeline? What do you guys think the Oregon Trail would have looked like on the timeline? Why are you lying to yourself about American values? Why? Why are you lying to yourself? Why are you lying to yourself about how many different countries that this country has destabilized? Why are you acting like this country doesn't engage in imperialism? Israel did not take your country. What are you talking about? You're lying. They bought it. It was a transaction. Because America, for the entirety of its existence, has been all about money. Why are you lying to yourself? Why are you acting like you're not going to go to work tomorrow because you're afraid of not making money? That's America. You're an American. Money is your most important God. Why are you lying to yourself that it's not? Why are you lying to yourself? Stop lying about American values and be honest about what American values are. American values are about the distortion of meaning. American values are about oppression. American values are about genocide. American values are about greed. Why do you keep talking about American values? I don't know. American values are not our way out of it. You want somebody who's going to uphold the Constitution? This is what you want? So let me get this straight. You want somebody to uphold the Constitution, but you don't want originalism. So you don't actually want the Constitution. You want the amended version of the Constitution. Why the fuck are you acting like I can use the Constitution to get rights? Don't you understand? Niggas who look like me had to fight against that shit to get rights. It took damn near 200 years into this country's existence before we got a fucking civil rights movement. Why are you lying? That's the issue. That's why we're in this situation. Because you've been deceived and you keep the deception up even when you study the books. Because human beings don't learn by studying books, but that's a whole nother conversation for another time. The issue is you are lying to yourself about what the United States of America is. American values, Constitution. What are you talking about? What do you think slavery would have looked like on the FYP? Huh? What do you guys think? You think your country has changed? You think your country is different, or did you just ingest a bunch of propaganda your whole life? Are we going to sit here and act like Hitler did not learn how to do propaganda from the Americans? Are we going to sit here and act like Hitler, in his own words, didn't say that the American expansion westward, manifest destiny, was his inspiration for his expansions eastward? Or we're just lying to ourselves now? We are lying to ourselves about American values. You're in this situation because you don't want to reject American values, because you've lied to yourself and told yourself it's about family and it's about freedom. No. That's how this works. You, the people, believe your country is about freedom, it's about justice, it's about equality, while they explicitly show you it's about racism, police brutality, greed, oppression, murder, genocide. Like, you watch it and then you still go, what happened to my country? What do you think the Civil War would have looked like on the timeline, guys? See, that's the difference between Americans back then. Like, they get it. They understood. What do you think the commentary, what do you think the media was like back then? What do you think? You keep lying to yourself about American values. And because you lied to yourself, because you've convinced yourself that your country is supposed to be this way, your country is what the citizens of the country live it is. Period. You guys are okay with school shootings, so school shootings happen because you've told yourself, you, of all people, the country with the most guns in it. This is what's fucking insane to me. Do you know how many children died? You niggas said you needed guns. You're liars. You're liars. That's why we're here. Stop looking at the politicians. Yes, they lied to you. Because this is a country full of liars. This is a country full of self-deceived people. Why do you think the dating culture is what it is? Let me get this fucking straight. Let me make sure I understand this correctly, Americans. For 50,000 fucking years, men and women have been able to get along. Men and women have been able to form relationships, form communities, and all over the world in other countries, their men and women seem to be figuring it out. But you mean to fucking tell me that in 2025, in the United States of America, when we have the most liberated women in the history of America, apparently they're all suffering from patriarchy. Apparently, 50,000 years, bitches figured it out. They figured it out. But all of a sudden we get to 2025 and now all of a sudden every woman in America is suffering under patriarchy. Let me get this straight. Poor men for 50,000 years, men who were not elite, men who did not have it all together, men who were just trying to get by. You mean to fucking tell me they were able to, and poor men all over the world, they can figure it out. They got it on straight. They can figure it out. But you mean to fucking tell me you niggas can't get pussy with some of the most sexually liberated women in human history? Why are you acting like these women have super high standards? You all are just narcissists, angry that the other side won't do what you want them to do. You're a liar. It's not all women. It's not all men. You've met 0.000000001%. Maybe I'm missing a couple zeros, but it's way less than 1%. You've met that small amount of men, that itsy bitsy small amount of women, but somehow all the women are no good. No, you just suck at being a human because you're an American. And to be an American is to distort humanity. To be an American is to oppress humanity. Free Gaza, stop going to work then and paying your taxes, you dumb fuck. You're not going to risk that. Just stop. You know it. You know where the money goes. You're educated enough to know how they get money to do all this. You're educated enough to know. You're even educated enough to know that the Fed ain't even tied to all this shit. So at the end of the day, even if we stop working, they could just print the shit and send it off. You're even educated enough to know that. But you know what you don't have? The ability to live out your convictions, the ability to go up against American values, because it would destroy your fucking identity. You will go through an existential crisis. And you don't want to risk that. You don't want to travel through the unknown. You don't want to create what's on the other side of America. So you're going to lie to yourself and tell yourself that we need good old fashioned American values. American values is why we are in this situation from the beginning. What the fuck do you guys think Fox News would have looked like in 1787? What the fuck do you guys think CNN would have looked like in 1787? We swear we're better. We swear we know more. No, you don't. No, you don't. You're just lying to yourself. And because you keep lying, children are going to keep dying here and overseas. That's simple. We will take our country by force, or we're just going to be enslaved to these people. Why would you? Again, everybody tells me I'm the problem. And it's fine. It's fine. I know that the future will see things my way. I know that the future will see things my way. Because why the fuck are you guys waiting for a fucking Democrat or Republican or anybody who would want to run as a Democrat or Republican? Why, if you want change, would you run as a Democrat or Republican right now? Why does that make sense? Why does that make sense? Neither of these two parties have helped you. Both of these two parties have expedited your country's demise. Both of them are upholding the same lie. The Democrats are just controlled opposition or opposition. Why are you acting like we're not going to have to do something radical and extreme? Why are you acting like the next leader is not going to have to come from among the people? You're still looking for salvation, not liberation. Because those are salvation is an American value. We're going to save these countries over here from the reign of terror, weapons of mass destruction. We're going to save the world from communism and Marxism, salvation. Y'all want salvation. Y'all don't want liberation. And the second you stop lying to yourself, it's the second we overcome our government. A couple words from the manifesto. Page 50. Y'all know this channel ain't going to be monetized. So I can never be monetized because I get on here, speak my mind. I made a video about Luigi. They didn't like it. So fuck it. They ain't going to monetize me. So as I said, when you guys are ready for a real human being, somebody with real ideas, who want real change, who actually knows what it's like to be a real person in America, not some elite that lives in the clouds and not some person who became good at playing the game of politics. I'm not playing politics, nigga. I'm a fucking person. And I don't give a fuck who political person you got. I'm better than them. I got better ideas than them. I'm a better leader than them. I'm a better speaker than them. I can get it out the mud better than them. I don't need to go to some fucking party to get money, bro. You want something real? Then stand behind something real. That's how you get something real. You want somebody that represents you? Then get somebody that live among you. Stop looking for them to save you. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. That's who's going to save you. That's why I'm stepping up. You think I like politics, nigga? You think I like talking about this shit? Nigga, all I wanted to do with my life was be a father and a high school basketball coach. That's my dream. I know in America, a nigga like me is supposed to want to be famous and rich. I don't want that shit. I want a nice, quiet, simple fucking life. But you know why I can't fucking have that? You know why I can't fucking have that? Because the motherfuckers y'all voted into office suck at their job. They suck at their job. So guess what? Because I'm here and I exist in this reality, I gotta step up. I gotta step up. You gotta step up. They're not getting it done. It's gonna take real people who build a real government. Stop looking for the person who has the qualities that they told you to have. oh, this is too emotional. He's vulgar. You can't have that speech in politics. Yeah, because if you had his speech in politics, niggas can't fuck with it. When y'all stop trying to go fucking my sources versus your sources, no, nigga, let's go life for life. Let's go life for life. Look up public record, nigga. I hold people in power accountable, nigga. 564 million M's, federal government, pro se, nigga. Look it up. Reed versus 4J. I'm him. Look up what I did to the international Christian churches, nigga. Look up Reed v. Patterson today, nigga. Yeah, when we make it about sources, when my source says this, nigga, my life says this, nigga. Y'all want motherfuckers who hold people accountable? Go check my 36-year track record. I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to give it to you real. And I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. And the truth is, as long as you uphold American values, the longer we stay in this shit. Because from its inception, American values was about nothing more than deceit. Real quick, this video getting long. Page 50. Government is not meant to control. It's meant to guide. At its highest function, government is society organizing itself to navigate the known while remaining open to the unknown. It is the structure we build to shape how power flows, decisions are made, how resources are distributed, and how values are enforced. But in this framework, government is not some divine invention or permanent authority. It is a tool created by selves, shaped by their level of consciousness, their fears, their desires, and most dangerously, their assumptions about what they think they know. That's why no government can ever rise above the quality of cells who build and manage it. And that's why the most dangerous governments are the ones that believe they already have all the answers. Who's that, America? Americans, no, we got it figured out. We get American Christians, no, we got it figured out. The 2,000 years ago, we got the truth. All right, how's that deconstructing going for you? Oh, no, yeah, American values. Yeah, the founding fathers. You niggas think the founding fathers created the perfect constitution for a diverse population of 350 million people in 2025? No, you fucking idiot. They created a constitution for 13 colonies. Them niggas weren't thinking about you, but you swear they had it all figured out, right? You swear they had it all figured out. No, yeah, we need to be anti-American. That's your way out of this, to be anti-American. The future is going to agree with me. The future, there's no way to uphold America. There's no way. There's not possible to do it. America was a scam from the onset. A scam on the poor, a scam on women, a scam on black people, a scam on indigenous people from its inception, nigga. You uphold America, you're upholding scam life. This is why scammers get to the top. This is why fraudsters get to the top. This is why who's ever willing to step on the most people get to the top. That's not fucking natural. That's unnatural. You fucking idiots. That's why our country is fucking collapsing. You can't have a country where the narcissists get to the top and have all the power. They don't stop. There's no logic. There's no rationale. There's no logical, rational reason why your life is being fucked up right now, other than the fact that you're trying to make the square peg fit in the round hole. This country wasn't built for you watching this video. You can lie to yourself and tell yourself your government got it all figured out, but they fucking don't. Keep going. At its best, government should function as a compass, not a leash. A compass, not a cage. A living mechanism that helps society move towards greater awareness of itself and greater alignment with unknown forces of existence. In a world where self is a dance between universal consciousness, the body, and the environment, the government should exist to protect that dance, to preserve the space for it to unfold. It should protect the body from harm. United States is terrible at that. It should ensure environments are not hijacked by narcissists or monopolized by elites. The United States government helps the elite monopolize and destroy the environment. It should serve as the interface between what we know and what we don't yet understand. Always adjusting, always adapting, always evolving as we evolve. Exactly how many amendments have we had in 250 years? And we have the oldest Constitution, even though Thomas Jefferson explicitly said that the Constitution needed to be rewritten every 19 years. Yeah, all right. But when governments are built by people who fear the unknown, when they mistake rigidity for safety and oppression for order, they stop serving the people and start serving their own preservation. That's what's going on. You know that. They're not lying. They're only lying to you because they have to. Because they have to say that to appease you. That's how they got, like, guys, if all your politicians got into office by lying, and you have just tolerated the lies for decades and decades, that's just the way it is. That's just the way politics are. That's just the way it goes. Why now? When do you get the most egregious liars of all time with all the power? Why do you even get upset? You're in an abusive relationship with your government and you refuse to put up boundaries. You refuse to just go, no, next time you lie to me, I'm burning shit down. Nick, no. Me and 17 of my buddies, we're going out and we're going to burn this Capitol building down. No, we're done. We're done. Second Amendment time. We're done. Right? It's just one of those things where it's like, yo, what are we doing? Of course, this is going to get flagged. Of course. Why would a government allow a corporation to get super big just so it can propagate the type of content and the type of information that will lead to its destruction? Why would they do that? Empathy. Put yourself, think like you're Donald Trump or think like you're Larry Ellison as you are these people, not as you would be if you were these people. Think like these people. Well, I could never think like that. That's your problem. You lack empathy. That's your problem. You lack the ability to see the world from their perspective. And so you lie to yourself and tell yourself that's what they should do. This is what I would do. This is what they need to be doing. Instead of looking, observing, and using empathy to realize what they are doing and accepting it and then making the necessary adjustments. I'm not talking about votes this year, man. You niggas still want to vote? Y'all still want to vote after all this? Y'all want to vote? Very simple. More people gotta get fucked up in our country. Until more of y'all suffer. That's when y'all gonna stop lying. I'm gonna tell y'all how 2026 is gonna go. 2026 is gonna go with a lot of human suffering in America. And then at some point, few months in, that's when people will begin, the wheels will start turning. And people will stop lying to themselves about American values and American this and American that. Good. I'd be surprised if this video get taken down, but fuck it, man. Do y'all want something real or do y'all want me to sit here and self-censor? Self-censor is like one of the main shows. You're in a propaganda state. Go watch a YouTube video without self-censoring. Go watch go find one. Go find me one YouTube video where there's no self-censoring, and then tell me self-censoring isn't part of being in a propagandized state. Anyway, but when governments are built by people who fear the unknown, they mistake rigidity for safety, oppression for order. They stop serving the people and start serving their own preservation. This is when government becomes religion. You have a religious devotion to the Constitution. You have a religious devotion to your 3 branches of government. You have a religious devotion to your executive branch, a religious devotion to your legislative branch. So you will not overthrow it because you're too busy worshiping it. Get off your knees. Take America's meat out of your throat. Okay? Wipe your mouth. Okay? Spit it out. You don't got to swallow anymore. It's unnecessary. Okay? You're going to leave that dick alone. You don't need that. It ain't good for you. It makes you feel bad when you're done. Take America's meat out of your mouth and understand we don't know what's next, but we know this bullshit ain't for us. You don't need to know what's next to know what you need to do right now. We don't need to have a grand plan Nepal found out that their elites were using government money to give to their kids, and within a weekend, they burnt everything down, threw the prime minister in the river, and got on Discord and voted in a new person. It ain't hard. We just got to stop lying to ourselves. And economies to feed their own egos. They write histories to cover their shame, and then they turn around and tell you this is what civilization looks like. But no society built on fear can ever produce freedom. That's why the real question is not who runs society, but what kind of selves do we want running it? And how do we shape a society that ensures those kind of selves rise to the top? Because there will always be a ruling class. There will always be a ruling class. The fight is not to erase it, but to evolve it. We must build systems where power flows to those with character, not charisma, where status is measured by actualized faith, not accumulation, where the person with the clearest moral compass, not the cleverest legal team, leads us into the future. This means abandoning the myth of equality. Y'all not ready for that. I'm going to leave that alone. Not because equality doesn't matter, but because it was never the end goal. The fight for equality was always a fight for humanity. The demand was never to be equal in power, but in worth. What we need now is something more honest than equality. A society built on merit, meaning, and moral courage. A society where the law is neutral and leadership is earned, not inherited, bought, or stolen. You want to change the world? Then change who the world listens to. Stop fighting the ruling class and become the kind of self worthy of ruling. Because until we rewrite the rules, power will always be a mirror of the self at top. And if that self is small, scared, or self-obsessed, then so too will be the society it creates. Let me say that again. Because until we rewrite the rules, power will always be a mirror of the self at the top. And if that self is small, scared, and self-obsessed, then so too will be the society it creates. But if that self is sovereign, self-aware, and led by faith, then we might finally get the society we've been dreaming of. Donald Trump is not a problem. Donald Trump is a reflection. There is no country on earth Donald Trump even would have been considered for the position that he has way back in 2015. Donald Trump is a product of his environment. And in America, we want to isolate everybody into these identities. The rich, the wealthy elite, the white supremacists, and we're not part of those communities. And yeah, there's truth in that. But when we start talking about America and we start talking about Americans, that includes all of us. When we start talking about the American environment, Donald Trump is the greatest reflection of the American environment in American history. You can be mad about Israel, but they just made a transaction. It's just a transaction. They couldn't make that transaction with all the other world superpowers, Russia, China, all the EU, every other world superpower rejected these guys' money to take over their country. It was a transaction, guys. Because bands make all y'all dance, all y'all prostitutes. Americans will do anything for money. You will voluntarily become a slave for money. Tomorrow, you're going to go to work. You're going to go be a slave. You know why? For money. Israel taking over your country was a transaction. That's it. So, stop lying. It's time to get anti-American. As always, like, comment, share it. That's the only way this is getting pushed out. if you do want to support me, you want to support the pro-human movement, you want to download the manifesto, link will be down in the description. We are doing something called the subscription liberation, and it's very simple. If 100 million people gave $1 a month, that's enough. Nobody would miss a meal. Nobody would miss a bill. And it's enough money to change the country by sheer force of will. I'm not saving this country for free. Or not only for free, but it's just not possible to do it without money. I've suffered. I've lost everything. I've lost my kids. I've lost my home. I've lost my job. I've lost my car. Because every day I wake up and I try to be an authentic person in a society that is fake. And the more you try to be authentic, the more you try to be real, the more you try to tell the truth in a culture full of liars, you lose. So no, if I gotta be the person that sticks my neck out in a group full of liars, no, it's not even about being rich. It's not even about being famous. It's about the fact that I don't even have food in my house. I don't have a car in my driveway. That's what it's fucking about. Because when you stand for something, this society punishes you and doesn't reward you. My nonverbal autistic daughter got less than $3,000 in 2 years. But a white lady called somebody, a kid, the N-word, and got damn near $1 million in a week. That's America. In America, the white supremacists support, and all the non-white supremacists just sit on their high horse waiting for somebody to save them. Well, I'm not Jesus, nigga. They gonna crucify me either way. Name a radical black leader that got to the end of their life. Exactly. So, if we gonna do this, then let's do it. But we gotta be real. We gotta be honest. I'm not hiding emotion to make everybody else feel good. No, I don't want y'all to feel good. I want y'all to feel bad. I want y'all to feel horrible about our country. Because until we feel bad, until we feel horrible about the situation, until we feel anger and allow those emotions to be a part of our human experience and stop allowing American values to suppress what our authentic selves feel, we're never getting out of this situation. So if y'all want to join us, help us build the infrastructure, help us have our Sunday meetings in person. Right now we do them over Zoom. But help us to rent a facility so we can do our Sunday meetings. Help us get a staff together, a social, outreach team, because a lot of this is going to be groundwork. It's not going to be if this video even makes it online. I'd be shocked. But yes, if you guys want to support, Mercy for Maya down in the description. I do love you guys, right? Like I'm saying this not to be shocking, not because. But you're not going to get it real anywhere else. You're not going to be authentic. And I'm not saying that 100% of everything I said in this video is 100% accurate, because that is not authentic to the human experience. It's not authentic to the human experience. I'm sure there was something I said in this video that you didn't like or that was just wrong. Welcome to humanity, guys. Stop looking for a perfect leader. They don't exist. If you find perfection, you just got duped. I'm authentic. That's what you're getting with me. Always. Because I love me. I like me. I've worked hard. I've struggled. I cried. I've bled to be the man that I am. And I'm cool with me. I don't need everybody to like me. I just need a few of y'all to fucking support me so I can make this country a safe place for my nonverbal autistic daughter. Love you guys. Bye.